Let's see. Okay. There we go. Of course we started off like that. First time going live, so hello everyone. I'm going to do a quick update. I always say that and it's never quick. I'm going to do an update about officially things that I've learned over the last year plus getting electrolysis for my beard that I have from polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm 34. I've had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, since I was diagnosed at 17, but I had symptoms since I was probably like 15 or 16. So, started getting electrolysis on April 1st, 2021. So I'm now officially, technically over a year, 13 months, baker's dozen into the process. So having said that, I just want to kind of share a quick update, and then I'm going to go into some of the, the most major things that I've learned over the last 13 months getting electrolysis. So first of all, I'm a little sick. I know on my little short update, I told you that I was sick. So I just got married on May 14th. Gorgeous wedding. I cannot wait to share everything with you guys. If you want, I'm probably going to make like a wedding video. It's separately up and updated for you guys to see. So anyways, got married, got sick. Do not have COVID though. It's just a head cold that it's continue making its way out, but my energy is fine, and I just wanted to touch base with you guys. A few weeks before the wedding, this is actually going to be news to a lot of people if you know me personally, because we haven't told everybody yet, but a couple weeks before the wedding, we actually sold our house, and we were house hunting for months and months and months, put offers on houses, crazy over prices, crazy over asking price, weren't even in the top 3, weren't even close. Then we were close, yada, yada, yada. We finally found a house, put an offer on, and it was accepted, and we moved in a few weeks. So we sold our house and we bought a new house, all while, amidst the wedding craziness was happening. So everyone's life is crazy, but that's kind of an update of what's been going on here. So plus I have so many thank you cards to write for the wedding and our shower, and I have all the cards sitting right here. The boxes are ready, and in between the move, I'm going to sit in my new studio, by the way, blank walls, as you can see. When I move into the new house, when we move into the new house, I'm going to also probably share a separate video of transforming the front room. When you first walk into the foyer of the house, on the left, there's a front room. On the right, there's a main dining room. I'm going to transform the front room into my home studio / home office, and just my I don't know, forest plant, obviously, just ethereal, calming zone for work, for play, for relaxation, etc. So that's where all my future videos will be eventually, in my new studio, but I'll share a video of that too. So having said that, I just wanted to update you guys about some of the latest that's been going on, and now I'm going to dive into the some of the biggest things that, in retrospect, I have learned from getting electrolysis, or that maybe I wish I had done more of if I could, do it over again or start again. So the number one thing, if you're going into electrolysis for any reason, it doesn't, you have hair somewhere and you want it gone permanently. Now, I am not, again, as I've said in all my other videos, I'm not discussing laser. I've gotten laser hair removal. That is different from electrolysis. It is often used interchangeably. It's often confused with one another. Pardon me, I just need to stay hydrated. but I'm getting electrolysis now. I have experienced laser hair removal maybe 11, 12 years ago. It did not work for me personally. I got it done on my face, and I experienced what's called paradoxical hypertrichosis, which is not fun. Essentially what that means is hair that you initially tried to treat to get rid of permanently with laser comes back 10 times thicker, 10 times more abundant, and with a vengeance. Thus, the severity of my ladybeard predicament that you guys have seen videos and photos of throughout this process I've been sharing. And if you haven't, please feel free to watch I've been taking videos over the last year of this electrolysis process. Up close, personal, ladybeard, I get in there. So if nothing else, I am very real. So I will always continue to do that. Anyways, so do pre-research and know the process. That's me getting back to my point of even starting with electrolysis versus laser. There is a difference. So when you get electrolysis, do pre-research. Know that it is not I'm going to go get electrolysis next Saturday and that's the end of it. It's not a process like that. It's not like going to get a tattoo and you come home with the tattoo and you're done. It's you go once, you maybe get a consultation, you go for 15 minutes, try it out, they might clear a little bit. The actual process is not a one and done situation. I'm at 13 months here, and this is still, as much as it's progressed, this is still the status of my my facial hair. I don't know if it got up close and personal because it's live and I'm not going to go back and edit, but I'll show you more updates in future videos. I've progressed tremendously, but I got to keep going. It's going to be 14, 15, 16 months, 2 years. I don't know how long it's going to take. And don't go in asking your electrologist, how long is this going to take? Because they get asked that all the time. And they can't possibly know the answer to that because everybody is different. Everybody's hormones are different. Everybody's growth pattern has the same process but takes different lengths of time, etc. Just know that it is a process because hair grows in various cycles, and the electrolysis treatment has to target each hair during each individual cycle so that the follicle can be fully killed and be gone forever. So have that realistic expectation going into it. Otherwise, you're just going to be pissed and think you're wasting your money when you're not. It's just you have to have the patience. Something else. Hold on, I'm just distracted because I want to make sure that this is okay. It's live. It's still going. We're good. Not worried about y'all watching live because listen to that. I just said y'all. I moved to the South over 3 years ago. I've been catching myself saying y'all in certain ways. Anyways, okay, so my next point, I will try not to ramble as much through everything, but whatever. Be hydrated. That's something else. Every time you go in to get electrolysis, well, even in life in general, you should always stay hydrated. And I mean this in 2 different ways. Via drinking water throughout the day, and especially like the day before. Let's say you have to go get electrolysis on a Tuesday. On Monday, be super diligent about drinking your water so that come the next day, your body's absorbed all of the hydration because it helps with the release of the hairs. Your body absorbs the water, your skin is part of your body, it also absorbs the water, gets hydrated, helps the hairs come out smoother, easier, and then also externally hydrate via skincare and moisturizer. Keep your skin hydrated and cared for. Again, just like life anyways, but especially going into electrolysis, make sure that you keep it moisturized and keep your skin taken care of. And I've gone much farther into depth about my skincare regimen in several other videos. So feel free to check those out, or just maintain your own regimen. Just make sure you actually do it and you're hydrating. And I mean actual water. You know, there's mineral waters, there's tea, and people drink tea and think that that's water. I know water is in things, but just try to drink real, pure, normal water if you can. Something else, for all of you gals that experience, you know, there's all sorts of different types of men, women, and everything in between that get electrolysis. But for women that get their menstrual cycles, this is something to be conscious of if you're able to. I know many getting electrolysis have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and a huge side effect of that is very irregular or sometimes non-existent menstrual cycles. Thus, how can you really be aware of it if you're going to get electrolysis? So within reason, what you can do, just make sure you do that. For me personally, and again, another separate video I might make in regards to how PCOS affects my life and stuff like that. The last couple years, I've been much more diligent about tracking my cycle, my menstrual cycle, and not only just like, oh, I had my period Monday through Thursday or whatever it was. I mean, throughout all the days of the month that I can manage, I log my symptoms. I log if I have cravings, if I have cramps, if I have, you know, I don't need to go into detail. You guys know what it's like. You know, I track all of that. I use the Flow app. Feel free to give me suggestions of other ones. That's the one I've been using. But it does make a difference. Especially, I don't know if it's like a combination of my menstrual cycle regulating from weight loss and my brain knowing that I'm now tracking my menstrual cycle. So it's just, I'm starting to cycle much more regularly now. It's pretty, I mean, it's awesome just in regards to PCOS changes, because I used to go months and months and months and months without getting my period. I mean, like 8, 9, 10 months. Or I would get my period twice within a 30-day span. It's just, I don't need to, again, something else don't need to dive into details on this video, but if you can be conscious of your menstrual cycle and what stage you're in before you go and schedule an electrolysis session, that'll help a lot. Because now that I've been doing it for a while, I know that like if I'm just about to get my period, or if I'm on it presently, the skin sensitivity is very heightened. The pain level will be heightened. It might not affect everyone though. You might go and be like, I don't feel a difference whatsoever. And if you don't, that's awesome. But it's very much something to be aware of. In addition to the hydration, is what stage are you in your menstrual cycle? And, you know, as the months go by, as you continue getting electrolysis, kind of keep note mentally or otherwise of, you know, how your body reacts to it, depending on what stage in your menstrual cycle you are, so that, you know, you don't go and are having horrid, unbearable pain even more than it is already quite painful to get it as it is. So, my next point of things that I've learned over the last 13 months getting electrolysis, just don't mind my lineup of beverages here, is capturing progress. Take pre-photos, take during photos, take after photos, even though you know, the process is going to continue for quite some time. Because it's just like, let's say you're somebody that is trying to get fit and lose weight, you know, eventually, yeah, you'll be like, wow, I've lost a lot of weight. But progressionally and throughout the days and the weeks, you know, you see yourself every single day. So you're not going to notice changes until you look back at an old pic and you're like, whoa, I lost a lot of weight. In this instance, it's the same thing. You look back and you're like, wow, look at how severe the shadow on my beard was, or my whole face was, or look at how horrid my the thickness was then, because you get so used to how your face looks. So, you know, take pics, take progress, look back on it, no matter how, no matter how you feel about yourself at the time. It is hard taking up close personal pictures or videos like this to, you know, when you're in that mindset at the time, or even throughout it, and even still now. It's not like all the insecurities have disappeared, but you will be grateful that you can look back and say, wow, holy F, I really have made progress and I need to continue going. I need to continue doing it. And which leads me to my next point of don't quit if you are delayed by anything. Again, I've been going since April 2021. It is now almost June 2022. And I haven't gone every single month after month over that span of time though. That 13-month period is, sometimes I went week after week after week, but then sometimes I went a few months without going. But then there's also a couple weeks when I went twice per week for a few weeks. So it kind of averages out, but as consistent as you can be will help. It'll help target the hair cycles more frequently, thus shortening the length of time it'll take to actually complete the process. And then in addition to that, you know, it's just life happens. So you have to, again, have the realistic mindset of not just giving up or quitting if any other delays happen. So back to what I was just saying about the frequency when I went. Over the last 13 months, you know, I have gone home to Chicago to visit my family several times. We've lost our 6-year-old nephew. He passed away last July, and I didn't go for several months after that, you know. Then I started again, and then I continued for a while, and then in January, then my grandmother passed away, which I cannot believe. February, March, April, May, almost June. I can't believe it's been over 4 months already. Like, it's very insane how much faster time continues to go as you age. That's a conversation for another time though. But then eventually I kept going again. And, you know, now the wedding was coming up, you know, we're into 2022 now. My grandma passed, like I said, in January, and then it was February, March, and April. Our wedding was in May. So there's a million things that could happen that could delay you or distract you. It could simply be a financial thing. It might not even be a life event. It might just be that it is not cheap to get electrolysis, but you have to stay with it in order to complete the process. So that, I mean, that's why I'm doing this at almost 35 versus, you know, I've had the condition since I was 15, 16, but a 16-year-old doesn't have the thousands and thousands of dollars that this costs to get done. Not that I, you know, have money to just throw away, but the difference is just another realistic point of you have to prepare to financially be able to take care of the process too. And if you have to wait till you're 25, 30, 35, 60 to get it done because you have to save the money, it will be worth it. It will be. So even if you have those financial changes, just prioritize how important this, you know, ridding of this or wherever it may be, how important the electrolysis is to you. I mean, there's other things that I could very easily cut down on. If I was a huge spender on things, I could say, well, I don't need to go out and get coffee every single morning on my way to work or something. If you're somebody that goes into an office every day, there's variables that you can cut down if you're like, because that could save me a session this month to get electrolysis. I am in no way a financial advisor, but those are little things you can keep in mind to be like, where's the worth? Because it's not like I don't spend a dime other than my electrolysis, but I'm not the things I do buy are not terribly expensive. I don't get brand name anything. I pretty much spend all my money on things that grow from the earth, plants, etc. So flowers, just things like that. But I also keep in mind, I also want to stay at this. So you just need to balance where your finances go so that you can continue getting this done. And before I go into my last and final point, no, I just had a brain fart, so forget it. Basically, it's just what I'm getting at with the finances is also something to keep in mind is that cheaper does not equal better for this process. It's a part of you, especially if you're getting it done on your face, that you do not want to save a couple bucks and go the cheap route and risk, risk somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience. Of course, I understand that people have to learn how to do something some way, but I personally just opted myself out of getting an electrolysis that wasn't either extremely recommended or had a plethora of experience. So, and when I started with a woman that, Charlene, she's amazing. She's been like doing electrolysis as long as I've been on this earth. And I started getting it with her, and she was amazing. And she just suggested if you ever want to use Olivia, she's also working here, and she was just telling me about her services. And but she was a newer electrologist. But I had a session with Olivia, and she's amazing, and Charlene is just amazing too. But you can decide who you want to get, or it's a lot of time to spend with somebody. So if you're like, well, I loved spending time with this person, but now I want this electrologist instead, or I want to try somebody that has experience versus recommendation. It's completely up to you. But just know that finding somebody that is the cheapest route will not be the best idea. I understand the mindset of that, but in the long run, this is not something. Do not do this until you're ready to at least pay an average to slightly above price so that you can get the service you need. I mean, it's part of your face. It's something that could result in burns and scars and hyperpigmentation and a pot mark eventually if it's not done properly. So that's that tangent of that point. So now 87 minutes later, getting into my final point is from something I've learned and I'm glad that I did through my over a year of getting electrolysis is I would highly recommend sharing the fact that you're getting it with somebody that, whether it's an entrusted friend, someone in your fam, your significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whoever you choose, if not everybody. I mean, in my instance, I just was like, obviously my husband knows and my parents and immediate family know about this condition, but I got to a point where I said, I'm sick of hiding it, and I'm sick of trying to maintain it and be like, oh God, does this person notice it? So I just told the whole world via my YouTube channel with my first video I posted like right when I was about to get my first ever electrolysis session. So that was like a huge support system and continues to be. And now it's gotten to this point, and now I'm sharing a post 1 year update of how the whole process has gone, which is insane that it's already been over a year. Again, with how time flies. So, but yeah, getting that entrusted friend or individuals, depending on who you tell, not only about the condition you're in, the condition you have rather, but that you're going through the process of electrolysis, because it's, I mean, it's emotional, it's painful, uh, and I mean a good emotion. When I say emotional, it's, you know, you're getting something, you've been ridding of something that you've had for however long, and it's sharing it with somebody and having that support is honestly, in my opinion, just as life-changing as the electrolysis process itself. Damn it. That was disgusting. I'm sorry. I tried to go the whole video without coughing. Because it just, having the support of, if you have a bad day, or if you're like, it hurt more today, like you guys, everybody that is watching this or has been watching all of my past ones, sharing all my post electrolysis experiences or giving you all the up closes and stuff has been so therapeutic for me, because I'm just being honest about something that I've been hiding for so long. And that, even in the smallest manner, via just you telling one person, even that can be so helpful though. Also, you do not have to do it at the scale of telling the public YouTube world, hi, I am a female that has a beard and hair elsewhere, and I've had it forever. Well, not forever, but since I was a teenager, etc. It's not easy. Obviously, I can just say it now, but it's especially in today's world, today's day and age, with, I try not to let it affect me, but still, just the expectations or the preferences of smoothness and hairlessness and what equals female, and you know, I'm not gonna get into that conversation, but it's just something that's such a personal thing, such an individualized thing, because there are also women that have PCOS that are absolutely rocking the SHIT out of their beards. And some people are like, oh my gosh, there's women that are just letting their beards grow out. What does this world come to? And there's other people that are like, yes, queen, because they're just rocking it. And I mean, this is the first time in my life where I'm like, I finally can kind of imagine what they must feel like when they're just like, hey world, yeah, this is me, and I don't care, and I actually grow an awesome beard, so I'm gonna rock it. And that's amazing. Just for me personally though, I know that I want it to be gone. And you know, I know that there's other people out there that are, you know, that are transgender, that are going through the opposite thing, where this process has actually put me in touch, or just, we were already in touch, but we messaged to one another. When I grew up, there was a young girl named Leah that was a super adorable little girl, and she had long blonde hair, and we always hung out. And now at this point, Lee is a badass dude with tattoos, and he can play the guitar, and he is transitioning into growing a beard. So the process of me posting like my YouTube stuff and being like, hey world, I'm a woman that has a beard and I'm ridding of it, Lee messaged me and was like, dude, your video, oh my God. Like, we just went back and forth, and I told him, I've been thinking of you throughout this process, because it's just two people that have known each other forever, and we're not, you know, super, super, super close or anything like that, but I mean, at the time, she was such a memorable part of my childhood. So now seeing him with, you know, his wife, and they have just a family that's adorable, and then reaching out and being like, hey, I am now enjoying my life as a guy with my beard that I couldn't wait to grow in. And here I am like, hey Lee, what's up? Thanks for reaching out. Isn't it awesome to be who you want to be, but in my case, not have a beard, and in your case, have one? Just, I could go on and on. But my point in saying that is there are so many different levels of people that are trying to get rid of their beard, trying to grow it in, and it doesn't matter, I believe, it doesn't matter what you identify as you're watching this video. If this was helpful, if this made you think of somebody you know, that's what I want out of this. I want everyone to feel the big, huge tie-dye hoodie hug of support and know that like things can change so severely in the greatest ways. And I love the YouTube community in that regard because there's so many people that we can now connect to. I mean, and I don't mean like two people. As you guys know, the YouTube world is so immense. I mean, there are tens of hundreds of thousands of people that have the same stuff we have, if not millions. I mean, depending on what it is. It doesn't matter. The point is there's at least one person out there that knows it, can relate to how you feel, that can share what they've already gone through so that you can go into your experience of whatever that may be in a better mindset, in a more expectant mindset. And I think that that's Presh. That's my whole point of this thing, I guess. So those are the things that I've learned over the last 13 months. And I'm going to continue updating this page. I don't even know how freaking long this video is now, but my first time going live. If you have questions while you're rewatching this, obviously, if you just comment and I will get back as soon as possible. I also retroactively have so many comments to update or to respond to. Know that I see and read all of them, and it's no excuse whatsoever. But with the wedding and packing and moving and traveling home for the wedding and traveling back, etc., I just have not responded yet. Call it laziness, whatever you want. I'm going to respond to all of those when I am in my next studio, sitting down, giving them the full attention. Just like my thank you cards for the wedding. FYI, if anybody has been involved with our wedding, know that the thank you cards might be a little delayed, a little tardy. But for the same reason, I want to sit down in my new home studio and truly dedicate the attention to handwriting and to responding to everything. So, end scene. Thank you all. Please keep following along. I'm going to share the move with you. I can't wait to share the new house. It's a half-acre lot. I'm going to transform the backyard into a plant oasis and back in the trees. And my husband is going to take such awesome care of the lawn. He's the lawn dude, and I'm going to try to make a couple sections of wildflower meadow. I'm going to have my honeybees out there. I'm going to just continue updating you guys with life, all the while still continuing to get electrolysis, because where we're moving to, I'm still pretty much equidistant from my girl Olivia, my electrologist. So thank you. I hope this live video was entertaining. It was kind of an adrenaline rush to keep going and going and not be able to do takes. So hopefully I didn't say 8 billion times. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys and gals and everything in between. Take care of each other. I can't wait to share everything that has been going on and everything that will continue to be going on in the future. And leave me a comment if you have any questions. I can't wait to get back to you all. Subscribe if you want to follow along. And thank you for all the support. I'll be better next time in my next video. All right. Bye, guys. Oh, damn, I forgot. I want to show you this is my wedding bouquet that I made. Yeah. This is my nephew, my sweet Finley. He was with me. He's with me every day, but hanging out with me the whole day. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys and gals. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, is that ending gonna be messed up too? Forgive me, it was my first video, my first live video.